I've got the 2024 Tesla Model Y, and this is still the best-selling electric car in the world, despite facing fierce competition from Chinese rivals such as BYD. But we're going to find out why that is, and give it a full test drive and review, and find out if it's worth it. If that sounds good to you, and you enjoy car content like this, give it a like, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe. The Y is the only SUV version of a Tesla. Elon designed the Model Y to give a bit more practicality and versatility compared to the Model 3 and Model S. It's been around since 2020, and in those 4 years, not really much has changed, maybe just a few software tweaks. It does share the same architecture as the Model 3, it just rides a lot taller. But it's a strategy that's worked because it's the best-selling car Tesla makes. To me, the design, I don't know, there's something about it that looks a bit gawky. You've got the old version of the Model 3 styling that's implemented on the Y. There is meant to be a mid-update facelift coming soon, but again, we've not really heard anything about that. Still got the pure, clean, smooth pebble rounded front end here and some intakes at the bottom. So yeah, it is very minimal, it is simplistic. You've got these nice LED daytime running lights. Do have an air pocket, they are real. What is good with the Tesla as well, you do get a decent fruit or front boot space in there that is practical and you can use. What is good with all the Teslas is you've got the beautiful see-through glass panel which slopes all the way to the back, almost like a fastback coupe SUV style. It is a mid-size SUV, but then on the front here you've got these creases on the side here just below the belt line, and again a long crease just on the bottom here which make it stand out, look a bit more sporty. In the middle here you use your card to swipe in and out of the vehicle as well. You get 360 cameras all around the car, but you get frameless windows on the front and the rear. You get 3 choices of powertrain with the Model Y. You can opt for a longer range with a dual motor setup, as well as an all-new Model Y performance. I've got the entry-level rear-wheel drive model. As standard, you get a motor powering the rear wheels, which gives 347 brake horsepower and 420 newton meters of torque, and a 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds. Range comes in as 283 WLTP. You get 19-inch alloys as standard, but this model has the optional 20-inch alloys. Really is a lot taller than you think, and you've got this really low raked rear tailgate into this sort of ducktail spoiler. It really does look quite unique. You do get a Tesla badge there, camera underneath here. You do have LEDs designed pretty much like in the Tesla Model S. You've got this huge plastic cladding here. It looks like a diffuser of some sort. Let's have a look at the boot space. It is quite impressive. You get up to 854 litres inside. You can fold the seats down as well, which will give over 2,000 litres. Get this little load cover here. You can take that out. Look at the space there. You get this really nice low load lip, so getting things in and out is really easy as well. There's lots of storage space in there underneath. You get a 12-volt socket here, get some side pockets underneath, and again you press the button here and it retracts the seats all the way down as well. So the Tesla Model Y, first impressions are the seating position and ride height kind of looks a little bit deceptive from the outside because it just looks like a slightly raised up hatchback. But when you're in it, you feel quite high up. The suspension's a lot firmer than I thought it would be. It definitely handles normal roads absolutely fine, but you do kind of feel the cabin rattle a little bit. But on the whole, it does seem quite quiet inside the cabin. It does kind of hold the road quite well. It seems pleasant enough. It's independent suspension, you've got double wishbone at the front and you've got your rear link at the back. So what's the handling and steering like? Well, on most electric cars, it seems to kind of like bobble around a bit and the steering's quite vague, but even though this is a virtual axis, it is sort of emulated a bit. It seems to do a good replication of where your tyres are. It's actually quite nimble and I'm impressed. There's not really that sort of bobbling that I would have expected from the size and shape of the car. It just seems quite settled, and that's probably to do with the lower centre of gravity you've got with the weight of the battery at the bottom. The power delivery from the rear wheels with the motors is instant. You get that instantaneous torque. It does help you out in a lot of situations when you're in and out of junctions. Being the base spec, you'd think you might be kind of missing out on performance of it, but you're really not. As a family SUV, 0 to 60 is in around 7 and a bit seconds, so that's quite quick to be fair. Let's talk about the autopilot feature. You do have to pay more for that feature. It is slightly in the beta stages. You can drive it without. There's kind of really no need. The only thing I do like is the adaptive cruise control works really well. It also does automatic lane change, so if you indicate, if cars come in, it won't let you pass, and vice versa, and if there isn't, it'll let you go forward. It will get you to hold on to the steering wheel now and again, and if you don't, it will bleep a few times, and if you totally ignore it, it will disengage that throughout the journey. The destination use of the maps, it is Google Maps, but the way it's all entwined with the Tesla charger network is brilliant. I mean, Tesla's supercharger network is brilliant. It really does make charging a car less of a limitation. It's really quick. You can literally stop off somewhere 10 to 15 minutes and it will be up to 80% using Tesla's fast chargers. You've got this sort of display where it kind of digitalizes your environment around you, even shows the red lights of a car in front or behind, and it'll even beep if you're not paying attention and the lights have turned green. So for example, I'll show you. There you go. What I would have liked is sort of a heads up display maybe. The speedometer is too small, I feel, but you do get used to it. I feel like they could have made the indicator stalk a little bit more sensitive with just a light tap push, but instead you have got to swipe it all the way down for it to recognise it. But to be fair, these are small niggles. So what's the Model Y like inside? And first off, you've still got that same simplistic clinical interior, but not too boring and slapdash. It always has a sense of feeling fresh every time you're in it. It's not as plush as the brand new Model 3 because hopefully we're waiting for an update on the Model Y. However, with this, still very nice. There's not much difference regardless. But first off, start with the dash, and I like how they've changed the oak feel. You can opt for the oak if you want to, but I just feel that kind of looked a bit dated. But the white smooth plastic looks like marble, but it's not just plastic. You get the inserts here as well. Me personally would opt for the black. Full leather pretty much all the way around the cabin on the seats. If you get stains on it, it's quite easy to wipe off with, say, a wet wipe. The seats are very comfortable. You feel quite safe in this Model Y. I think that's why people prefer it to the Model 3. You're a little bit higher up, a little bit safer. But yeah, pretty much everything is on the 15-inch entertainment display. Being a Tesla is very vivid, very bright, and it's responsive as well. Very easy to use, but there is no physical buttons, only on the steering wheel. You will have to adjust your steering position, etc. Even using air conditioning is all on the touch screen. Even opening the glove box, you have to go into the menu and select it. Once you've got used to it, it seems to be okay, but it can be fiddly when you are driving. There is no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto support for this right now. You can obviously use the Google voice assistant there as well. You've got internet browser, you've got dash cam, but also you've got Sentry mode as well. Big steering wheel. You still have the stalk. I prefer that, to be honest. You haven't got the left and right on the steering wheel, but you've got your wipers here. Use the button here, neutral, for your reverse neutral and drive. Inside here you do get two charging mats there, two standard size cup holders, and a really deep storage space. 12-volt socket, two USB-Cs in there, and a bit tough around here, but again you've still got the full level with the white stitching. Really nice big armrest. You can't move this back and forth. The vanity mirrors got that iPad kind of flap on it. Touch sensitive lights with the hazard lights as well. So yeah, all in all, very nice. So what's practicality like in the back? Quite obvious. There is copious amounts of room. Probably one of the best cars I've been in for headroom. Just over 6 foot 1.5. Because it's an electric car, you've got the flat battery on the bottom, meaning you've got no transmission tunnel, so you can actually put your legs out there. I've got plenty of leg room. 2 charging ports here. You've got 2 USB-Cs. Your air conditioning isn't quite fancy. It's just basic vents that you turn up and down. You've also got magazine pouch here. The only thing I don't like is the kind of hard plastics finish at the back. I just wish they'd finished it with the same sort of leather at the front. Nice big deep armrests on the side here on the door cars as well. Dead easy to get in and out of. Got a coat hook here with a reading light there as well. The seats are a little bit firm and you are angled slightly upwards due to the battery, and there just doesn't seem a lot of thigh support if you've got long legs. But the headrests aren't that great, to be honest. They don't move up that high either. You get your ISOFIX ports in the back. Your seats can fold down straight as well. But yeah, lots of room in the back, really good practicality. So let's wrap up this video review on the 2024 Tesla Model Y. Even though this is the basic Model Y, the rear wheel drive, I'm quite impressed with the range and also how it drives. Space in the back's brilliant, and just all-round usability for an electric car just seems to come leaps forward, really, especially with the charging network that Tesla provide, which really is a step above anything else out there. You do get an 8-year warranty with the batteries as well. Downsides, I'd probably say it's not amazing using the screen all the time, especially when you're driving, but you potentially can get used to that. Some of the controls are a little bit fidgety, and also if you do want to opt for the all-wheel drive, you do have to go up to the next level. You can't have the base trim on the all-wheel drive. Suspension isn't as refined as others, but still it produces a very good value electric car with top-tier performance. I can understand why the Y is the best-selling electric car in the world. What do you think of the Tesla Model Y? Is it worth it? Let us know in the comment section below. Hope you enjoy this video. There's going to be more content like this coming soon. Hit subscribe, really does help us out, and looking forward to seeing you on the next one on Is It Worth It? And a big shout out to Tesla Service and Sales Centre in Manchester for letting me review this new Tesla Model Y. If you'd like to know more or even book a test drive, I'll leave a link in the description below.